do the budget.
You want to
We can
do?
get that done.
Do we not have Representative Welton though?
He's
We
gonna
just.
be another-
All right, we want to respect Representative Welton's time. Again, he's a practicing teacher as well as a state representative, and so we're trying to make sure we incorporate his excellent spotlight that he wants to share. But let's go to the budget first, and then we'll switch back if we have Representative Welton.
monthly budget report.
So monthly budget report, yeah.
That's awesome.
Good morning, Chair Moss, members of the board, members of the public. This is the monthly budget report. It's a perpetual agenda item where I, as your Deputy Superintendent of Operations, get to attest to the fact that the Utah State Board of Education is fiscally responsible and financially able to meet all of its commitments and obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year and beyond. I do want to, if I could, Chair, call out Board Member Wood for her due diligence in looking through the report and asking a question about a negative balance that shows up in the CTE one. I'm not really sure who's driving, so if they could pull up the report. So, okay, Kelsey, yeah. And if you can find the CTE section, you have to scroll down. But anyway, it just is, it goes to show, and I want to make sure that the public knows that we do have board members that, and I'm sure all of you do, that really take the time to go in here and make sure that that when I attest to what I just did, which is that, you know, we're fiscally sound, and that's a result of all the great work from the financial ops team. Deborah Jacobson is the Assistant Superintendent of Operations, but more so your board members are do their due diligence, and they look into this as demonstrated by Board Member Wood and her question to me about the negative balance. I had reported a couple months ago that the state finance, you know, we're in the finance system, and state finance is the owner of the finance system, and they did an upgrade. And so unfortunately, there was some errors that occurred, and there was duplication of some of the transactions. So I explained this to Board Member Wood. We're getting those fixed, and that's the reason for that particular negative balance that she had demonstrated. We had booked what's called a receivable in anticipation of a particular program paying money or reimbursing the state, and it just duplicated the transaction, so it created a negative balance. So subject to any questions or concerns, I'll pause there for, or on the monthly budget report, Chair Moss.
Thank you, Deputy Jones. Any questions, comments?
Okay.
Board member? Okay.
I'll just segue to the discretionary report. If we could pull that up. I always orient all the board members and the public to the upper right-hand corner. And for board member situational awareness, tomorrow in Finance Committee, we have a particular agenda item for funding, for use of the discretionary funds request. So I just, you know, encourage you to talk to Chair Norton of the Finance Committee about that, but, you know, more to follow, obviously, depending on what the Finance Committee does recommend. But in the upper right-hand corner, you can see what your remaining balances are of the particular funds in the discretionary funds report. I always orient you to that. So there are funds available for you as the board to use at your discretion, hence the discretionary funds report. In the main body of the report, we always provide you with the latest update or status of the projects that you've approved to date, or, you know, the set-asides, if you will, from your discretionary accounts. And so then I'll just pause here, Chair Moss, for any questions or concerns.
Board members, any questions, comments? Member Earl, Vice Chair Earl?
Yes, my question has to do with, we approved funding last month for the social studies. Will that come out at a different time, or?
It'll all get updated, yes, ma'am,
Oh, okay.
for that too, so yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's just wondering.
right, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, if there are no further comments or questions, we
The-
have Representative Welton with us. Anything further, though?
Just one other
Deputy
thing,
Jones.
sir, real
Yes.
quick. The CARES Act presentation is also included in there. We're not doing a drill down on it, so to speak. We do that once a quarter. But if there's any questions or concerns about that, myself or Jessica Kerr can answer those questions if you have them. But that's also inclusive of the monthly budget report. So that concludes the report, sir. Subject to any questions or concerns offline.
All right, thank you very much, Deputy Jones.